Have you ever watched as a cat, seemingly from nowhere, appears at your doorstep? It doesn't just wander by. It stays. It looks at you with an ancient stillness, as if it has journeyed across lifetimes just to find your door. We often dismiss this as a simple search for food or warmth, but I invite you to consider a deeper truth. Is this encounter a mere coincidence, a random ripple in the fabric of life, or is it an appointment, a quiet summons from a source deeper than you know? This is a profound question, touching the very nature of connection and purpose. Today, I invite you to walk this path with me, to explore the unseen currents that guide these silent companions to our side. We will not look at this through the lens of ordinary understanding, but through the eyes of deep wisdom. If this path of discovery resonates within you, I invite you to walk alongside us. A simple like is a silent nod of recognition between fellow travelers. By subscribing and turning on the bell of awareness, you ensure we do not miss each other on the journey ahead. In my tradition, the deep seers of old taught that when a cat chooses you, it is never by chance. It is a soul-level recognition. For these beings, especially the cat, are attuned to the subtle vibrations of the world, the whispers of energy that we, in our human busyness, have forgotten how to hear. They are drawn to a person, not by what they see, but by what they feel, the unique song of your spirit, its harmonies and its discords. They come to where their own energy can bring balance, to where their presence can serve as a balm or a catalyst. Imagine the cat as a being that lives with its paws in our world, but its spirit in the river of what is unseen. Our ancient wisdom teaches that they perceive the luminous blueprints of life, the fields of energy and the echoes of spirit that are invisible to our eyes. This allows them to see the true state of a soul, to recognize a spirit whose energy field is a resonant match, or one that holds a space of need which their own vibration can fill. This is not a new idea, but a truth that echoes through the ages. In the sun-drenched valleys of ancient lands, they were revered as guardians of the threshold between life and what lies beyond. In the misty isles of the north, they were known as keepers of the secrets between worlds. And in the islands of the rising sun, they were honored as beckoners of good fortune, protectors of the home spirit. These cultures all drank from the same river of truth, understanding the cat's unique place at the intersection of worlds. But the most profound understanding, passed down through my lineage, is this: cats remember. They carry the echoes of soul experiences across lifetimes more clearly than we do. The seers taught that when a cat is drawn to one specific person, it is often a recognition of a soul it has journeyed with before, perhaps in a different form, in another time. When a cat appears in your life, especially when it seems to arrive from nowhere and chooses to stay, it is answering a call that you may not have even known you made. It has not come merely for a bowl of milk, but to attend to a need in your very soul, a need for healing, for protection, or for an awakening. This recognition flows through a channel our wisdom calls the great consciousness, that part of our being connected to the universal source, the silent wellspring of reality. The arrival of a cat often aligns with moments of profound change in a person's life, a spiritual winter or spring. Many who have walked this path will tell you a cat arrived precisely when they were navigating the waters of grief, standing at a great life crossroads, or beginning to turn their gaze inward. This timing is no accident. It is a testament to the cat's attunement to the shifts in your energy, a sign that your soul is ready for the medicine its presence brings. Consider the soul whose heart is a house emptied by grief. A void is created, an echo in the unseen world, and into this quiet sorrow, a cat will often walk, drawn not to the walls of the house, but to the shape of the emptiness itself, offering its own steady warmth to fill the space and help mend the spirit. This story unfolds countless times. A quiet miracle in homes across the world. A cat appears exactly when its human needs its unique light the most. Our tradition speaks of cats as natural healers, flowing with an innate wisdom to sense and soothe the imbalances in the human river of energy. This healing is a quiet stream that nourishes on every level, the body, the heart, and the spirit, equipping them to be companions in a way that modern thought is only just beginning to grasp. On the level of the physical body, the ancient teachings tell of the cat's purr. It is not merely a sound of contentment, but a song of mending. It vibrates with the very rhythm that encourages a broken bone to knit itself back together, a weary muscle to find its ease, and the very cells of the body to remember their original pattern of wholeness. This is a vibration of life's own restorative power. It is remarkable that long after these teachings were first whispered, modern instruments have measured these frequencies and found them to align perfectly with the vibrations known to accelerate healing and strengthen the body. The song of the purr, as the wise ones explained, brings harmony to the discordant notes within the human body. It particularly soothes the web of our nervous system and the glands that are the wellsprings of our physical vitality. They taught us to observe how a cat will instinctively rest upon a part of the body where energy is stagnant or in turmoil, using its vibrational song to dissolve the blockage and restore the natural flow. This is why a cat may choose to sleep upon your chest, your belly, or an area that holds illness or pain. The healing of this vibration extends beyond the physical. Its rhythmic pulse helps to quiet the chaotic waves of the mind, inviting our own inner state to attune to its coherence, washing away anxiety and bringing forth a quiet clarity. This is the source of the peace that floods us, the feeling of well-being that modern science attributes to chemical changes, but which our wisdom understands as a return to energetic harmony. Beyond their song, the ancient teachings speak of the cat's very fur as a vessel of subtle energy. It holds an electrical charge that helps to gently cleanse the static and dissonance from our own energy field. This quiet interaction clears the subtle pathways within us, allowing the river of life force to flow freely once more. The uncanny ability of cats to sense illness is a modern echo of this ancient truth. Think of the story of Oscar, the cat in a place of final transition, who knew with unshakable certainty when a soul was preparing to depart its physical vessel. He was not merely a cat, he was a gentle ferryman, offering comfort for the final crossing. His precision was so profound that his human companions learned to trust his silent wisdom, seeing his presence as a signal that the time for farewells was near. Similarly, there are countless stories of cats who persistently touch a single spot on their human's body, leading to the discovery of a deep imbalance, a knot of disharmony like a cancer or tumor. Consider the gardener who notices a single, persistent weed. The cat does this for our inner landscape. In one such story, a cat returned again and again, needing a specific place on her companion's breast. This gentle insistence led to the discovery of a shadow that might have otherwise grown in darkness for much longer. From the perspective of our wisdom, the cat was not sensing the physical shadow itself, but the disruption it created in the luminous field of life, the first discordant note in the body's song. These are not mere anecdotes. They are demonstrations of a cat's purpose. They do not simply love us. They work to restore our wholeness on levels we are only beginning to remember how to perceive. The seers taught that cats are especially attuned to imbalances in what they called the luminous blueprint, the template of vital energy that surrounds and infuses the physical body. A disturbance in this luminous field often precedes a physical manifestation of illness, allowing the cat to sense a problem long before it takes root in the body. They explained that a cat chooses where it sleeps based on where its healing presence is most needed. It senses where the life force is weak and naturally gravitates to that place to strengthen the flow. This is why a cat might change its favorite sleeping spot when its human's health changes. It is responding to shifts in the energy field that call for a different kind of support. For those walking a long path with chronic conditions, the teachings suggest that a cat's presence is a continuous, gentle medicine. It gradually restores proper energy patterns, even when the two are simply sharing a quiet room. The cat absorbs the dissonant energies and transforms them, a process our tradition likens to a form of energetic filtration, leaving the space around it clearer and lighter. Beyond the physical, the teachings speak with great reverence of the cat's role as a guardian of the heart. They suggest that cats are profoundly drawn to those experiencing the deep winter of grief, depression, or emotional wounds. They seem to recognize the energetic signature of a broken heart and are compelled to offer their unique form of quiet solace. A cat, the wisdom tells us, is drawn to an emotional wound like a moth to a flame, not to exploit a vulnerability, but to help mend the tears in the emotional body. This luminous emotional field, which surrounds our physical form, carries the imprints of all our joys and sorrows. When this field is torn by trauma or heavy with prolonged sadness, it creates what the ancients called voids of spirit, which can drain our life force if left untended. In one of the old teaching stories, a master told a widow that the stray cat who appeared at her door after her husband's journey onward was no coincidence, but a spiritual response to her sorrow. The cat, he explained, was drawn to the vacancy in her energetic heart and was there to offer balance during her healing. The animal, the master said, it brings an energy that is the complement to what has been lost through grief, helping to seal the wound and prevent the life force from leaking away. This offers a deep insight into why cats so often appear in our lives after a great loss or during times of turmoil. The energetic disruption acts as a silent beacon, calling to a cat whose spirit is sensitive to that particular form of imbalance. Different cats carry different energies, which is why a specific cat is drawn to a specific person or a specific emotional state. Modern inquiry has confirmed the healing effect of animals on our emotional well-being, noting how our bodies calm and our hearts open when we interact with them. Studies have found that living with a cat can significantly lower the risk of heart ailments, a finding attributed to the stress-reducing power of their companionship. This aligns with the ancient wisdom, but the teachings go deeper. They suggest that cats do not merely distract us from our pain, they help us process and transform it. They are energetic alchemists. The purr of a cat, it is taught, helps to gently break apart the dense, heavy energies of old emotions, allowing them to be released from the body instead of becoming trapped and manifesting as physical illness. This emotional alchemy happens through a principle our tradition calls vibrational resonance, the natural tendency of one energy field to attune to another, like two streams merging to flow as one. When a cat chooses a person in emotional distress, its own stable, balanced energy helps to gently guide the person's more chaotic emotional state back to a healthier, more harmonious rhythm. Many who have felt the soft fur of a cat beneath their hand in a moment of distress know the almost immediate relief it brings. Our wisdom would say this is the feeling of your own energy field, remembering its harmony in the presence of the cat's steady song. Cats seem to possess an inner knowing of when their human is struggling, often appearing to offer comfort at the precise moment it is needed. This timing reflects their sensitivity to the subtle shifts in our energy that precede an emotional storm. The cat senses the ripples in the emotional body before they rise to the surface of our awareness, allowing them to answer a need we may not yet even recognize in ourselves. This knowing response explains why so many people report their cats becoming especially present and attentive just before they receive difficult news or feel an emotional wave about to crest. The cat is not reacting to the external event, but to the energetic precursors already unfolding within the person's spirit. This makes them invaluable guardians for those who find it difficult to recognize or express their own emotional states. For those navigating the fog of depression or the storms of anxiety, the teachings say a cat provides a constant energetic anchor. Its steady presence offers a stabilizing influence on erratic emotional energies, much like a metronome helps a musician keep a steady rhythm. This stability creates a safe ground from which true healing can begin to blossom naturally. Especially for those who have known trauma, a cat offers a form of healing that honors all boundaries. Its presence is a comfort without demands, a solace without intrusion. This non-intrusive healing is a profound gift for any soul whose wounds involve a breach of trust. The ancient seers often referred to cats as messengers who walk between the worlds. They taught that cats exist in the physical realm and the spiritual realm at the same time, allowing them to perceive realities that lie beyond our five senses. This dual existence makes them natural conduits for spiritual guidance and messages. The cat, one master taught, maintains a conscious footing in both the seen and unseen worlds at all times. While humans often only touch these higher realms in deep meditation or dreams, the cat lives there continuously. This allows them to notice activity in other dimensions and bring our attention to energies or presences that may be influencing us. This role as messenger appears in many ways. Many have seen their cats staring intently into what seems to be empty space or reacting to invisible movements. The seers taught us not to dismiss these as quirks, but to pay attention, for they may be indicators of spiritual activity that is relevant to our own journey. A master once explained, when a cat suddenly becomes alert, staring at what appears to be nothing, it is often responding to the arrival of a spiritual guide or the activation of an influence meant to help its human companion. He advised that by simply noting when and where these reactions happen, we can gain insight into the unseen spiritual processes unfolding in our lives. Beyond simply alerting us, the teachings suggest that cats can sometimes serve as vessels, making spiritual influence more tangible. The cat's physical body can act as a bridge, stepping down the very subtle energies of spirit guides to a frequency that is more easily felt by humans. This allows influences that might otherwise be too refined for our perception to make contact through the medium of the cat's own energy field. Many who have been unexpectedly chosen by a cat speak of profound shifts in their life that followed its arrival. A new clarity dawns, old obstacles seem to dissolve, or they find themselves guided toward decisions that lead to a more authentic path. According to the ancient wisdom, these are not coincidences. They are the result of the subtle energetic changes facilitated by the cat's presence and the spiritual guidance it helps to channel. One powerful teaching story tells of a woman who was wrestling with a great life decision. A stray cat appeared at her home and would not leave. Soon after she welcomed it in, she began to have incredibly vivid dreams that offered clear guidance. The master explained that the cat was serving as a conduit for the spiritual help that had been trying to reach her but could not penetrate her stressed and scattered energy field. The timing of a cat's arrival is almost never random. They arrive in the seasons of our lives, great transitions and crises, precisely when their unique energetic influence and connection to spiritual guidance are most needed. These transitions create openings in our energy, making us more receptive to both spiritual help and the catalytic presence of a cat. Their mysterious behaviors were seen by the seers as interactions with a world beyond our own. They suggested that cats sometimes follow the movement of our thought, forms, or the emotional energies we project, making these invisible patterns visible through their reactions. In some teachings, cats are described as guardians of what were called thin places, or etheric gateways, points where the veil between the worlds is naturally thinner. Certain locations, a master explained, are natural doorways between the physical and the spirit. Cats are drawn to these places and help to regulate the energies that flow through them. This guardian role explains why a cat will often choose to sleep in a very specific spot in a home, regardless of comfort. It is tending to an energetic intersection. The teachings also suggest that cats sometimes choose people who are beginning to awaken their own intuitive senses, but are not yet consciously aware of it. The cat, it is said, helps to ground and stabilize this expanding awareness, preventing the disorientation that can come with the sudden opening of spiritual perception. Many who have developed their intuition will tell you that a cat entered their life shortly before their gifts began to unfold, providing a steadying presence during a challenging and beautiful transition. This messenger role also extends into our dream world. The The seers taught that a cat can help create more meaningful dream experiences by stabilizing our energy body during sleep, allowing for clear access to spiritual guidance. Many report more vivid and coherent dreams when their cat sleeps near them, an effect our tradition attributes to this calming influence on the subtle bodies that journey while we sleep. Perhaps the most profound teaching in my tradition is the concept of soul promises between humans and animals. It is taught that before our souls enter the river of physical life, we make agreements with other souls to help one another on our journey of growth. Some of these agreements are made between human souls and cat souls, promising to find each other at specific moments in their earthly lives. Before entering this world, a master taught, souls create promises with other souls, human and animal alike, to serve as catalysts, companions, teachers, and healers for each other at appointed times. These pre-life promises create a unique energetic signature, a silent song that allows the souls to recognize each other when they finally meet in physical form. Even though our conscious mind rarely remembers these sacred arrangements, these soul promises explain why someone who never considered themselves a cat person might suddenly feel an inexplicable magnetic pull toward a specific cat that enters their life. The immediate bond, the feeling of, I know you, the sense that this particular being was meant for them. All this flows from a promise made before the journey began, a promise to support each other's becoming. One teaching story speaks of a man who had always disliked cats, yet found himself irresistibly drawn to a particular stray. The soul promise between them, the master explained, was made 3 lifetimes before, when the cat soul, in a different form, had guided the man's soul, then a child lost in the wild back to safety. Their meeting in this lifetime was to awaken a spiritual awareness in the man, while offering the cat's soul an experience of trust and safety needed for its own evolution. These soul-level agreements often have specific purposes that unfold like a slow, blossoming flower over the course of the relationship. The full meaning of why a cat chose you may not become clear for months or even years. As the energetic patterns they help establish gradually influence the greater patterns of your life. Our tradition believes these promises can span many lifetimes, with human and cat souls reuniting again and again in different forms. This explains the powerful, immediate sense of familiarity many feel when their cat first chooses them. It is a recognition at the level of the soul that transcends physical form or conscious memory. The souls know each other, the masters would say, even when the minds have forgotten. In some teachings, it is described how cats sometimes choose to be born specifically to help a human complete unfinished spiritual work from a shared past. The animal, it was explained in one case, carries an energetic pattern familiar to the human soul from another time, helping to activate the memories needed to resolve an old karmic pattern or reclaim a part of the soul lost in a past trauma. This perspective gives us a deep understanding of why certain cats seem to trigger profound psychological or spiritual shifts in their chosen humans. Something in the cat's very being acts as a key, unlocking parts of the person's soul that are ready for healing and integration. Many people report that after being chosen by a cat, they begin to experience memories, insights, or emotional releases related to deep issues they had not previously been able to touch. The teachings also describe how some soul promises involve the cat taking on a part of the person's karmic weight. The animal, one master taught, sometimes agrees to help process certain energetic patterns on behalf of the human, especially patterns that would be too overwhelming for the person to face directly. This sacrificial love is part of some cat-human relationships and can explain why a cat sometimes develops an illness that mirrors its human's own inner struggle. They are, in a very real sense, helping to carry the burden by processing those energies through their own bodies. The recognition between two souls who have such a promise happens in an instant, far beyond reason or logic. Many describe the moment they met their cat as an immediate, undeniable knowing. It is a connection that bypasses any logical assessment of the animal or their lifestyle. The seers of my tradition describe this recognition as happening at the level of the great consciousness, that part of our mind that always remembers our soul's purpose and the promises we have made, even when our everyday personality does not. In the end, the cat that sits by your fire or sleeps at the foot of your bed is far more than a pet. It is a healer, a guardian, a messenger, and perhaps an old friend who has kept a promise made long ago across the veil of time and memory. This wisdom does not belong to any one person or book. It is the clay of understanding. But remember, you are the potter. You are the master of your own life, the walker of your own path. A cat does not choose a house, it chooses a soul. I invite you now to share the story of your own journey in the space below. Let the light of your experience illuminate the path for other travelers. If this wisdom has served you, pass it on to another soul you feel may need to hear it. Our exploration of these deep currents will continue. If you wish to journey onward together, please join our community. May your path be met with gentle pause, and may you recognize the quiet messengers when they arrive.